जय भीम, जय Mulnivasis, जय संविधान, जय भारत. We all welcome you all in MNT News Networks. This special episode, which is in English, we continue all programs in Hindi from Monday to Saturday, and a special program in English we are doing in on Sunday. So this is a special program, and the subject is also special. The subject is Annihilation of Caste, the key to organized Mulnivasis. The speaker is Mulnivasis S.S.Dhammi, who is National Vice President of PPID. So we all will discuss this point of annihilation of caste, how it is the key to organize the Mulnivasis. So Mulnivasis S.S.Dhammi sir, we welcome you on MNT News Network.
Jai
Jai
Bhim, Jai
Mulnivasis sir.
Mulnivasis. Thank you.
Yes,
Jai
sir.
Bhim, Jai Mulnivasis.
So thank you for accepting our invitation to on MNT News Network for special episode of Annihilation of Caste, the key to Mulnivasis,
Oh, you are
key
welcome.
to organize the Mulnivasis. So
Oh, yeah.
basically, we all know that in 1936, Baba Sahib Ambedkar published this Annihilation of Caste by himself because it was a speech in one organization's convention, but unfortunately it was not delivered. So it published by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar by himself. So we are discussing the important topic that how this annihilation of caste is important to organize the Mulnivasis, because we all are working to unite the people of India. Basically, we call them Mulnivasis in one identity. That is what the Mulnivasi. So we really want to educate our people that how this annihilation of caste is important to organize the Mulnivasi. So, Tami sir, can you explain us that this annihilation of caste, how it is related to distinguish the Mulnivasis? So first we want to understand that how it distinguishes the Mulnivasis, how it disorganize the Mulnivasi. Then we come to know that how we can organize. Yes, sir. Tami sir, please.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for selecting this subject for having a uh, discourse on this subject. Actually, this is ignored by intellectual class in the country, and reasons are obvious that people they criticize caste-based activities, but they don't criticize casteism. They love casteism by heart. They love caste of their own, and they hate other castes as a religion or above their religion. They can ignore religion, but they can't ignore their caste. They worship the caste like anything they worship religiously. So now this caste, they don't understand what is caste, how this caste came into existence, and how this caste system affects their prospects as a caste and prospects as an individual with caste identity, economically, educationally, and in employment field or politically also, and in other fields of life. So adversely, this affects all these prospects of the caste as well as individuals. So the people don't understand the multi-dimensional adverse impacts of caste system. So that is why people love caste. Now, if you ask anybody that you explain what is caste system, I think 99.9% Indians or foreigners, they will not be able to explain what is caste system, why they love caste, what they get out of that caste. So in now this is this aspect of knowledge of the people, that is very dangerous in Indian society, because it not only Mulnivasis, if you see other this segments of Indian people, they also love caste like anything else, or above all, if you see the this dining this ideology, you see the marriage, marrying, wedding, and all these things. So this caste system is very much the fundamental selection base for selecting these where these our boys and girls for marriage and all these things. So first thing that comes in way is the caste. People first they see their caste man or caste girl for this marriage, and then anything else, then their status and all these things. But first and first most criteria is casteism. So we can see how this caste is most divisive force in the Indian society. Now you see the effect of caste system, that the people, they may be very nationalist persons, they may be very philosophical and other things, and they may be regionalistic people, they may be linguistic people, they may be religiously fundamentalist people. But when the caste comes before them, that is regarded the most. Then they are divided on the caste line. So even among Hindus, if you see, sorry, among the Hindus, they they may rally on the basis of religion, but when the caste comes in their way, then it is not Hinduism, it is their caste that affects or becomes the fundamental base of their decisions for fight among each other. So this caste system is very this root of division. This is a religious fundamental base of dividing the people. So people, this is a divisive force, not only Mulnivasis but others also. And since we are having a four Varna system or four class system in the Indian society, so we have to understand that already there are four big divisions in the Indian society, and out of these four divisions, now each and every division is divided into castes. Like Brahmins also, they are also divided in about 1100 castes. In Rajput, Kshatriyas also, they are divided in about 600 castes, and like Vaisyas also. So is the case with the last Varna, that is class called Sudras. Now these Sudras, today's Sudras, they are divided in this about 6,000 divisions, segments. They may caste or subcaste and all that. We go by the Manda report and the schedules of SCs and STs. But there are many caste or several castes which are scheduled caste as well as OBCs also, or tribes also, maybe OBCs and they are tribes also. So like that we see the 6,000 these divisions among these Sudras. These are the Mulnivasis or Aboriginal Indians. As if we see the who were the Sudras written by Baba Sahib Ambedkar, he has propounded that these present day Sudras, they are not the Aryan Sudras, because Aryan Sudras, they were taken back in their mainstream society. As it was not on this birth based or profession based caste, but it was just because of this tussle between Kshatriyas and Suryavanshi Kshatriyas and Brahmins, or for supremacy. So that was the basic reason for creation of Sudras. But now today's Sudras, they are all Aboriginal Indians. So if the caste remains, this is a religious this sanctified institutes, social institution, it has its sanctions, its sanctity, its approval, or its we can say authority from the religion. So because till they have sanctity in their religion, that is Hindu religion, or so they will also have authority for sanctity of caste system. So that remains the fact. The Aboriginal Indians, it is almost impossible to organize them into one social group or one caste or one society. If caste continues, the institution of caste is very much the hurdle or the most felt this hurdle in organizing these Mulnivasis. So this
Sir,
annihilation caste is significant in this perspective.
sir, when you told that the caste is anti-national, it is a divisional force, right? And Baba Sahib Ambedkar also told that we have many nations in India because of
Mm.
this divisional force of caste. So, can you tell us that is there any steps taken to annihilation of caste till now, and what are that steps taken by the people of India or the government of India? Can you say about that, sir?
The first thing to be remembered is, as Baba Sahib has concluded about the character of Brahmins and annihilation of possibilities of annihilation of caste, is that the caste system or institution of caste is created by Brahmins uh, just to maintain their supremacy over the society. So this supremacy concept of Brahmins to remain the most supreme class in the society they have created, or Indian society, they have created casteism. So unless, as Baba Sahib said, Brahmins will never lead the movement of annihilation of caste, because they have their vested interest in caste system. They have their economical interest, they have political interest, they have educational interest, they have social interest, all kinds of privileges they have in the caste system and interest they have. So they don't want to leave all those privileges and interests. And Baba Sahib said that Brahmins will never produce a Voltaire. So they will never like to this leave all these things, all these interests and privileges they have in the caste system. So unless, let it be very clear that unless Brahmins are involved actively, or they lead this annihilation of caste movement, this caste system will remain. This is very much fact. Now the thing is, the how this Brahmin class can be pressurized, how this Brahmin class can be compelled to contribute actively in this annihilation of caste movement or caste eradication movement. So that is the basic question. Now this caste system has been a subject of social reforms or social revolutions. Buddha has that time, though it was not the caste system, it was class system, Varna system that time. He revolted, and he was very successful in reorganizing the society, because he was having that status that he could challenge the Brahmins. And the Brahmins in a first lot, they joined Buddha's movement. So that became the movement of social revolution, because Brahmins were actively involved in that movement. That never happened thereafter. So now Brahmins, those who were converted, they accepted the Buddha. They also became untouchables, or the this subject or this subject of caste system. So this caste annihilation movement, we can call it as social revolution, this movement is seen in the history. We can see this Buddha's movement, then we can see many other movements in different states. Redas movement, Kabir movement, Nanak's movement, Guru Narayana's movement, and many other these localized movements also. So these many movements they took place, but Brahmins they managed to divide all these movements. They just suppressed all these movements just on the basis of using caste against the social revolution movement. They were able to suppress the this social revolution movement at all times, at different times. They use their own this creation, the caste system, because they are after Buddha's social revolution movement. Brahmins never took part in this social revolution movement, and they
So,
are the most respected persons in the Indian society. So people have faith in them because they are required in various kinds of ceremonies, religious, social, and all these. And people they think that unless Brahmin is there, he completes leads these ceremonies. Their these ceremonies will not be beneficial to them, and it will not be complete, and it will not be good in terms of religion. So this being the faith, this being the belief in the people, it is very difficult to prepare the people challenging the authority of Brahmins. And unless this authority is challenged, this annihilation of caste movement is such a very difficult to see its success. So
so
these movements they were there, and we have seen, we find them in the history, and thereby though they impacted, they left their impact on the minds of the people, but due this after control of political power, Brahmins managed to re-establish their authority, and to re-establish this caste system, inequality, and untouchability, and all these social evils. They were able to re-establish them just with the help of the political power. Maybe Pushmitra Sunga and others, Gupta Kal and all that. So they captured political power indirectly or directly, and they sustained this institute of caste. So there were many movements, but there were successes and there were failures also because of this uh, reluctance of Brahmin class to eradicate this caste system. So there were many
so
movements.
So you mean to say the who are the creator and beneficiary of this caste system are the only ruling class of India, and they suppress the movement which was done for the annihilation of caste very effectively than those who want to annihilation of caste movement. So that means still they are into the power. The people who beneficiary of the and caste system, they are still till now they are into power. So our question is, the subject is that the annihilation of caste, the key to organized Mulnivasis. So how do you mean to say that it is the key to organize the Mulnivasis? How do you uh, imply on Indian people, because Indian people are very much affected with the caste system. They don't want to leave their caste because, as you told, that it is related with their religion also. So,
Yeah.
how do you explain these points, sir?
See this.
Yes, sir.
Uh, what we see, as Baba Sahib has explained in Annihilation of Caste, that though it was created by Brahmins, but the very existence of caste system is because of the Sudras, as they are the fundamentalist caste followers, caste abiding lot in the Indian society. So Sudras, they are now the carrier of caste system. Now see, the caste system divides the people up to gotras and clans. So this is the further subdivision of Indian people. Now caste system is a peculiar feature or qualities, properties of caste system is that it is based on graded inequality in the people. Now, one person enjoys superiority over the other person just because of caste identity. And see, the 6,000 types of people with caste identity, if they are divided and enjoying as a fundamentalist, I am using the word as a fundamentalist caste person. If 6,000 divisions are there, they are enjoying caste above anything, just to degrade or just to see the look down on the other person just because of caste system. Uh, People belonging to the lower respected caste, they are unable to disclose their caste identity when they are out of their area. So this is, you see, the caste this system uh, leaving impact on the identity of the persons. Now, as I said, when you are marrying, it is the caste which is the first priority, first criteria for any family or for any person. So Baba Sahib said that these are the Sudras, or we can say the most affected, adversely affected persons of this caste system, who are continuing knowingly or unknowingly, who are sustaining this caste system. It is not Brahmins now. Brahmins are caste fundamentalists just because of their interest. They have benefits. But these people who have these losses, and only losses because of caste system, they are also caste fundamentalist person. They don't want to leave their caste identity. So this is because they are very religious persons. The religion created by Brahmins in the name of Hindu religion, Sanatana religion, Brahmin religion, or just in the name of religion, what philosophy, what beliefs, what faiths, what ideologies, what social rules, social laws, these all, they are binding the people not to leave the caste system, or rather to continue caste system in all fields of life, whether it is politics, whether it is education, whether it is service. Though in see, just you can understand the gravity of this problem by understanding the continuity of schedule of caste. As we know, that only 40% of untouchables could be included in the caste schedule in 1936 because of the dominance of Brahmin and Rajput Thakurs and all that. So they uh, misled the people, Sudras and others, not to agree to the this census that they are untouchables or they are depressed classes. So this population, even then we have about
So
2200 castes in the schedule, Now, these 2200 castes in the schedule of castes, they are together as a schedule since 1936. Now, you see how many years have passed, and they are not even amalgamated, or they are not even, they don't give this importance, significance to annihilate casteism from amongst themselves. Though they are in the same schedule, they are as untouchables since 1936. So this is the fundamentalism towards caste sanctity, caste identity. So this is the basic reason that Mulnivasis,
So,
they are the responsible persons. They are responsible for continuity of caste system.
so sir, now our main point is that how do you organize these people? How do you, even though if there is a caste system prevailing in the society, so how they will organize, or they will annihilate this system
See,
also
see the,
and come out of this system?
I got your point, as this is the today's subject. Now, alienation of caste, as Baba Sahib said, and many people say, this intercaste marriage and intercaste dining. That you can understand very well. Intercaste marriage and intercaste dining, they have impact on the minds of the people who come together due to intercaste marriage or intercaste dining. So this is the right way, as Baba Sahib said, this is the right approach, this is the right path, right thinking towards annihilation of caste. But this is not the best way, because after intercaste marriage or intercaste dining is no issue today. The issue is intercaste marriage. So even after intercaste marriage, the caste remains in the spouses. Wife knows what is her caste. Husband knows what is his caste. And they don't leave that identity. Though they uh, marry each other, belonging to different castes. So Baba Sahib says that the caste identity remains in the minds of these two people who are marrying, belonging to different castes. So, if the caste remains even after marriage, what is use of intercaste marriage? So, intercaste marriage or intercaste dining is not the best way, though it dilutes a fundamentalist approach towards caste identity. It dilutes. It makes some this we can say these is stings loser, loses them. Bonds of casteism, they are loosened with the intercaste marriage. But what is the best way if you want to eradicate, if you want to annihilate casteism? That the people should become this devoid of any thinking or any faith or any sanctity like casteism. They should treat them as human beings. When they marry, they should have in their mind that two human beings are marrying. So this caste identity should be this vanished from their thought or ideology or practice, social practice, or their this belief and faith before marriage. Now this before marriage is the basic issue. You should not have caste in your mind before marriage. Then you marry. So Baba Sahib says if they don't, if they have nothing of this kind of caste in their mind, then they will marry as human being, and they will not have anything like casteism in their mind even after marriage. So they should be put under this ideology, in this faith, that they regard one another, each other, as human beings after marriage and before marriage also. So how this can happen? That is the basic issue. How this can happen? Now you have to see the basic thing, the basic element of this continuity of caste system. That is the religion. Because in say, if you say you are Hindu, and then definitely you will have faith in Hindu religion, religious books, religious literature. So you will not like to criticize those religions. You will not like anybody who criticizes those religions, like Vedas, Smritis, Brahmin, this books or religious books, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Gita, and so many others. Smritis, Upanishads, Purans, and all that. Now, these religious books, they are that respected, most respected literature or religious books for these people. And these are the books, these are the religious books which gives authority, which give authority to the caste system, caste based inequality system, caste based untouchability system, caste based hatred, and caste based rights and privileges. These are the books. They give authority to this institution. You see, the latest is Manu Smriti. The Manu Smriti defines the uh, caste system in a very this we can say this fundamentalist manner, whatever could be uh, done to strengthen or fortify this caste system. The Manu Smriti, the Sumati Bhargav has done in the name of Manu Smriti, or the new law of religion. So this remains authority for a belief in the caste system, for belief in the caste based other these results, consequences, maybe various social evils, inequality may be there, graded hatred, graded superiority, graded inferiority. This all is because of this authority that is there mentioned by the Brahmins in their literature. So, if you see, you are a Hindu by religion, you can't go against whatever is there, given publicity as Hindu literature. So, that literature remains as authority for the people, means that the authority to caste will remain, the belief in caste will remain, the faith in caste will remain, the faith and belief in caste based inequality will remain, and it will remain in politics, it will remain in economy, it will remain in education, it will remain in religion, it will remain everywhere. So this is the basic reason. Then after understanding this thing, that authority comes from the religious literature or the religion, the Baba Sahib said you have to bombard, you have to destroy this authority by using dynamite, by using dynamite in this literature. So dynamite, what is that? Dynamite is that you study this religious literature, entire religious literature. If you ask me about Vedas, I will tell you everything about this social system that is created in the Vedas. If you ask me about Smritis, I will tell you the Smritis, from where they have taken the Varna system to this caste system and untouchability. If you ask me about Puranas, Upanishad, untouchability came in the period of Purans, Guptakal. So this caste system is further taken to this untouchability, or you can say untouchability is taken to caste system. Now this caste has this very this no, sanctions, these very this religious this faiths, tenements, uh, which are so strong that you can't go against the caste system. So you have to study all these Brahmin created religious literature, and then you have to uh, bring all that before the people. Now, what is happening? I'm telling you what is happening. People are uh, conveniently taking the things to the people from this literature, entire literature. They are not taking the social system of casteism that is there in the literature before the society. What they take? Superstition, Devi Devta, gods and goddesses, and different kinds of practices, social practices, ceremonies, and all that. That is the most this strong hurdle before us in annihilation of caste. So we have to this destroy authority of this religious literature, but as a social system, you should focus. You should only focus on this social aspect of this literature, that you have to take up to the people. When I discuss with Brahmins or Kshatriya, Thakurs and Jats, or say Vaisyas and other people about this caste system in this literature, they don't discuss. They don't discuss because they know where the discussion will lead. So they are also enjoying superiority. Say Vaisyas are enjoying superiority over Sudras. They also don't want to annihilate caste system. Kshatriyas are enjoying superiority over Sudras and others. So they are also enjoying superiority. They also don't want to go against caste system. They don't want to discuss the caste. Brahmins are enjoying their superiority. So they are enjoying superiority from the authority of the religion. Now, this is the best way of annihilating casteism, that you destroy the authority of the religion for caste system. Unless you do this, and this is required as a movement, not just some very this cosmetic activities treatment to this caste. No, this will not happen. Like Buddha and Nanak, we have to do all these activities as a national movement. And once caste system is annihilated from amongst the Sudras, the Mulnivasis, the others will automatically they will be compelled to support the no caste system, no class system in the Indian society. So this is the basic analysis of best way of annihilation of caste. Now, the thing is to be kept in mind is very many our Mulnivasi philosophers, Mulnivasi intellectuals, they criticize various religious practices. But when you ask them, then why don't you annihilate caste, or why don't you take part in caste annihilation movement? Why don't you leave caste identity? Why you observe caste as the main bond for marriage? You ask the people. Then they will immediately react. Oh, this will not be possible. This is not possible. This will never happen. So this is the
So
dual. So just because they know that the religion they belong to, or the religious identity they have, or the social identity they have, they all have authority to this caste, just as a religious man. And we have to bombard this religious sanctity and this literature as well, not from other things. I am again warning, not from other points of other points, but from the social system, that is the caste system. So
So, sir, yeah,
that is
there,
the basic reason that Bamsev took this alienation of caste as the Bible. Annihilation of caste is Bible for Bamsev, for their movement. This is the basic reason. Yeah.
sir, you told one big point that if 85 to 90% that called in Brahmanwadi system as Sudras, and now we are telling them that Mulnivasis. If Mulnivasis do the annihilation of caste by within the Mulnivasis, then automatically the other category will follow the same system, because they will not go against the 85 to 90% population. You mean to say
Hmm.
like that, sir?
Yes, because see, the Mulnivasis or the so-called Sudras in Hinduism, uh, they are about 85% or 87%. And total Mulnivasis, including all the religions, maybe Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhist, and Brahmin religion, that is Sanatan or Hindu religion. All the Munivasis, they constitute 92% of the Indian society. Now, see, if even 50% people, I am telling, I am not going to 90% or 85. Even if 50% people, they decide to leave caste identity, the rest of the 50% people, they will leave caste identity. Why I am telling this thing? Baba Sahib has said in this book, first volume, that this casteism was created by Brahmins. They were in a very minuscule population. Brahmins, today's population was not the uh, proportion of Brahmins in Indian society during Vedas period. They were very a few numbers only, because they lived outside the towns and cities or villages. They live in jungles or with Brahmin, these ashrams and all that. So they were very few in number. But Brahmins created for themselves. They don't ask, that is also important. They don't ask others to follow what they are creating. These Brahmins, they were not a separate class initially. These four Varnas were like four professions, and people were selected for these four professions by a committee. Though it was Brahmins committee, Brahmins means rishis that time. So these seven Brahmins, seven Brahmins committee, it this committee selected people for different kinds of professions for a certain period of today's, we can say, like 3 years or 1 year or something like that. Then they were again this assessed for reallocation of their duties. So they were reassessed. And then Brahmin could become Sudra, Brahmin could become Vyas, Brahmin could become Chatri, or Chatri could become Brahmin. So this was the process. Then in the second stage, these people, Brahmins who became Brahmins, they created another rule that once a Brahmin is selected, then he will remain Brahmin throughout his life. In the third stage, again they amended this rule, and they made that a Brahmin could become Brahmin only if he has taken birth in a Brahmin house from a Brahmin father. So that became birth based. So this is the channel, we can say, or the modus of this creation of casteism. This is how this casteism came into existence. But Brahmins never asked others that you also do this. But what was option? Baba Sahib says what was option for others? Say if Kshatriyas could not become Brahmins because of taking birth in the family or from a Kshatri father, he could not become Brahmin. So Kshatriyas also followed this rule that no Vaishya and Sudra will be declared as Kshatriya. Only Kshatriyas, fathers, children will remain Kshatriyas. Then Kshatriyas also fortified them. Now the third remained the Vaishyas. Vaisyas could not become Kshatriya, Vaisyas could not become Brahmins after this practice. So then these Vaisyas also this developed their system that no Sudras will be allowed to become Vaishya. And this how this Sudras, they created this system of profession based identity based on birth. So the father identity, father profession became this. So they followed, Sudras followed the rest of the three. Kshatriyas followed Brahmins, Vaisyas followed Kshatriyas, and Sudras followed all these three. So they fortified different professions people. They fortified, they confined, jailed themselves within their profession. And this birth-based system of identity, that became profession based, that became marriage based also. So when marriage came in the practice, then this birth based caste system disappeared. Now if you see the uh,
Sir, we are
annihilation,
running out of time, so please conclude
so
in 1 or 2 minutes.
so if you see the annihilation, now the annihilation is not possible unless these people, these Sudras, they they realize, they understand that this caste identity is not our identity. Though we followed it, our forefathers followed it, just because Brahmins followed it. Unless they recognize that this is Brahmin created institution, Brahmin created identity, Brahmin created system, why should we follow it if it is detrimental to our interest? So we have to make the people aware of it. And this 50% Sudras, they can understand only through the intellectual class mobilization, because this can be grasped, analyzed, and accepted by the intellectual class people, those who understand this system. Only they can go against the caste system. So if the intellectual class of Sudras, they are today 5% or 10%, if they lead this movement, the rest of the people near to intellectual class, they will follow them. Intellectual class, as Baba Sahib said, is the leading class of a society. Intellectual class. So if intellectual class is awakened and mobilized against the caste system, the 50% people having that level, or though they may not be intellectual class, but if they follow the intellectual class, then they will follow. That happens in the society. At Bamsef is followed by now. You see the Bahujan concept, or all these things are accepted by the people, which was initiated by Bamsef. So that happens in society. So intellectual class, if they are this now prepared to that level to leave caste identity and accept Mulnivasi identity, then they can be organized. Then they can be organized. If the caste identity goes simultaneously with the Mulnivasi identity, it will not succeed. It will never happen. I'm telling you, it will never happen. So this 50%, I said you, it will include entire intellectual class. If you prepare 50% people of aboriginal people, it will include entire intellectual class, and those who are semi-intellectual class, they will follow them, and then rest of the society will follow them. So that is why I said that even if you reach 50%, even 40%, I'm telling, because if we have 20 or 25% or 15% intellectual class, they will be followed by at least 30 or 40% semi-intellectual class. So then this will become revolution. Then this will become revolution. So that is the mechanism that is to be followed, and that was conceptualized by our founder of BAMSEP, Kansiram Saab, Khapade Saab, and all those who were with them that time. So that was conceptualized. We have to this now
Follow.
plan our strategy. We have to prepare our strategy accordingly. So that is how, if you prepare the 50% Aboriginal Indians against caste system, the rest of the people will be compelled and will follow the suit. They will follow this revolutionary movement and they will leave caste identity. Rather, they will
So,
cry against casteism. They will cry against casteism.
so thank you very much, sir. As you discuss about the importance of the annihilation of caste, that only the 25 to 40% it follows this system. If they understand the importance of the annihilation of caste, then rest will follow them, and we can eradicate the caste system from the India. The first point is that at least they should understand that it is anti-national point, that the caste system is anti-national, so they must work to eradicate the caste system. So thank you very much, sir. We have taken a lot of time. It's now about 50 minutes and above. So let me conclude this point. If you want to put some remarks in 1 or 2 minutes, then please put your remarks, sir. Then we
Yes,
will
so
conclude this.
see, this Brahmanism, when we call Brahmanism is nothing but this casteism, and when we say against Brahmanism, it means we go against casteism. So that is how the mission launched by Bamsev is to be understood. That Bamsev mission is nothing but annihilation of caste mission. Now, annihilation of caste, unless you propagate this movement, this ideology of Mulnivasi identity, and you tell the this negative results of casteism, uh, we can't go against this casteism. We can't eradicate casteism. So we have to prepare the people caste wise, because every caste should be asked to discuss this system, that whether they are comfortable with caste system. For that, they have to consider, they have to discuss the ill effects of caste system, or they will be more comfortable with the Mulnivasi identity. So, what are positive sides of Mulnivasi identity? They should be told. They should be told how this caste system came into existence to make them slaves, to make them rightless people, to make them respectless people without respect, to make them at the bottom line people in terms of economy, in terms of ruling class, in terms of political powers, in terms of education. So these things are required to be discussed by every caste. from among the Mulnivasis. So when they will sit together as a caste, they will discuss the ill effects of caste system, whether they should continue with the caste identity or they should leave the caste. Today's dual character should be attacked with heavy hammer. Unless we do that, because people can't be permitted, they should not be permitted to continue with the anti-Brahmanism movement, but on the other side, following the caste system in their social life. So this should not be allowed. This should be attacked heavily, and caste this people, they should consider, they should discuss, and they should decide, and then they should join the movement of Mulnivasi integration, Mulnivasi identity, Mulnivasi this reorganization. So then they will contribute with full faith and with single mindedness to success of the Mulnivasi this unity, and then they will become the ruling class of the country. That is all from my side.
Thank you very much, sir. I wish that people understand the importance of the annihilation of caste and unite themselves under one identity, that is Mulnivasi, and become the ruling class and eradicate the whole annihilation, the caste system from India and making India a nation. So thank you very much, sir. You have given your time for MNT News Network. We appreciate your efforts and your time and everything. Thank you very much, sir. Jai Bhim, Jai Mulnivasi, Jai Samvidhan,
Okay,
Jai Bharat.
thank you, MNT, and thank you, viewers. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.